October 2025 Dual Citizenship Crackdown. What every American needs to know. A major shift is unfolding in October 2025, one that could change how millions of Americans live, work, and travel. The U.S. government has announced new nationwide restrictions on dual citizenship, marking one of the most significant policy updates in decades. If you currently hold two passports or you're thinking about applying for citizenship in another country, these updates could directly affect you. The rules touch everything from tax obligations and passport renewals to security clearances and public office eligibility. In this breakdown, we'll cover what's changing, why the government is doing it, and what you need to do right now to stay compliant and protected. 1. The current dual citizenship framework. For many years, the United States has allowed dual citizenship under certain conditions, a gray area that many Americans took for granted. The U.S. does not formally encourage holding two nationalities, but it has tolerated the practice for decades. U.S.-born citizens often gain another nationality automatically through birth abroad or through their parents. Naturalized citizens, however, are required to take an oath of allegiance, pledging loyalty exclusively to the United States. Despite that oath, the U.S. government has not forced naturalized citizens to surrender their previous citizenship in most cases. As a result, millions of Americans today legally hold two passports. But not every country accepts this arrangement. India, China, and several Middle Eastern nations prohibit dual citizenship entirely, requiring citizens to choose one nationality. Until now, the U.S. approach has been relatively flexible, but that flexibility is about to end. 2. What's changing in October 2025? Starting in October 2025, the federal government will roll out sweeping new measures targeting dual citizenship compliance, loyalty, and financial transparency. These updates are part of a larger government initiative linked to national security, tax enforcement, and international cooperation. What's different this time is that the reforms apply not just to new applicants, but to current dual citizens as well. Officials have stated the goal clearly: reduce divided loyalties, strengthen financial accountability, reinforce America First allegiance. Let's look at how these new changes will impact real people. 3. Stricter IRS oversight for dual citizens. One of the biggest and most immediate impacts will be in the tax system. By law, all U.S. citizens, even those living abroad, must report their worldwide income to the IRS. That's been the rule for years, but enforcement has been inconsistent. Starting in October 2025, the IRS will aggressively tighten global tax monitoring. Expect more scrutiny of foreign bank accounts, increased data sharing with foreign governments, stricter penalties for unreported offshore income. Even minor reporting errors could trigger massive fines or criminal penalties. Dual citizens who believe their income was being taxed overseas will no longer be able to rely on that assumption. The U.S. is now taking a no gaps approach, meaning every dollar earned anywhere in the world must be declared. For the government, this is about closing loopholes and ensuring that no one uses dual nationality to evade taxes. 4. Passport and documentation reforms. The State Department will also roll out new rules for passport applications and renewals for dual citizens. Applicants will be required to provide more detailed proof of their U.S. ties, including verified U.S. residence records, current employment documentation, proof of active tax filings. For individuals holding passports from countries with tense diplomatic relations with Washington, such as China, Russia, or Iran, the requirements may be even tougher. This change reflects a broader national security concern. The government wants to ensure that every U.S. passport holder has clear, demonstrable loyalty to the United States. 5. The new oath of allegiance, exclusive loyalty. Another subtle but powerful reform involves the oath of allegiance for naturalized citizens. Beginning in late 2025, the oath will be updated to emphasize exclusive and undivided loyalty to the United States. While dual citizenship will still be legally recognized, the tone and interpretation of the oath will shift. Anyone whose behavior or affiliations suggest a potential conflict of interest may face deeper investigation or, in extreme cases, legal review of their citizenship status. This is particularly important for dual nationals involved in business, politics, or organizations tied to countries considered strategic competitors of the U.S. 6. Birthright dual citizens also affected. These changes won't just impact naturalized citizens. Even individuals who acquired dual citizenship at birth, for example, being born in the U.S. to foreign parents or abroad to American parents, will be affected. Background checks for dual nationals applying for federal jobs, security clearances, defense or technology positions will now be far more detailed. The government is making it clear, even if you were born with two nationalities, your U.S. loyalty must be unquestionable when serving in sensitive roles. 7. Military and national security restrictions. The Department of Defense is also introducing changes that directly affect dual nationals in the military. While thousands of dual citizens have proudly served, new rules will limit their assignments in sensitive or classified positions, especially if their second nationality is linked to an adversarial nation. For example, a dual citizen with ties to countries under U.S. sanctions may face restrictions on deployment locations or promotions. In certain cases, dual citizens may even be barred from specific defense roles altogether, a major shift in how the military manages trust and national security risk. 8. Political and state-level implications. At the state level, the ripple effects are just beginning. While dual citizens will still be allowed to vote in U.S. elections, some states are now considering restrictions on eligibility for public office. The concern? That holding another nationality could present a conflict of interest, especially in positions involving diplomacy, security, or state governance. If enacted, these measures would create a patchwork of rules across different states, meaning dual citizens will need to monitor both federal and state-level regulations carefully. 9. What you should do now. If you're already a dual citizen or planning to apply for another nationality, here's what you must do immediately. 1. Stay informed. Don't rely on old information or assumptions. Check official updates from the State Department, USCIS, and IRS regularly. 2. Consult professionals. Dual citizenship crosses legal, tax, and international boundaries. Mistakes can be expensive. Seek advice from immigration lawyers or tax experts who specialize in expatriate issues. 3. Review your documentation. Make sure your passport, tax filings, and residency records are accurate and current before October 2025. 4. Avoid delays. Once these rules take effect, the system will tighten quickly, and compliance will be heavily monitored. 10. Should you still pursue dual citizenship? Despite these reforms, dual citizenship still offers major benefits. Freedom to live and work in two countries. Access to healthcare and social benefits abroad. Enhanced global mobility. But the trade-offs have become much steeper. You'll need to weigh these privileges against new legal, tax, and security responsibilities. If you value flexibility but want to minimize risk, the best strategy is strict compliance and full transparency with both governments. 11. Debunking common myths. Let's clear up a few dangerous misconceptions that could get dual citizens into trouble. Myth 1. Two passports mean I can avoid U.S. taxes. False. The U.S. taxes all citizens on worldwide income, regardless of residency. Myth 2. Dual citizenship lets me choose which laws to follow. Also false. Your primary legal allegiance must always be to the United States. Myth 3. Dual nationality protects me from U.S. prosecution. Wrong again. You are fully subject to U.S. jurisdiction and laws, at home and abroad. Understanding these realities is critical as enforcement tightens. 12. The bigger picture, citizenship in a globalized world. The U.S. isn't alone in this shift. Across the globe, governments are reevaluating how dual nationality fits into an era of global migration, digital finance, and national security threats. Countries like Australia, Canada, and the UK are reviewing similar policies, focusing on transparency, taxation, and loyalty. The trend is unmistakable. Citizenship is becoming not just a right, but a responsibility with measurable accountability. 13. Final reflection. A new era of accountability. As we enter October 2025, dual citizenship is no longer a simple lifestyle choice. It's a geopolitical identity, one that connects you to two nations, two systems, and two sets of obligations. The United States isn't banning dual citizenship, but it's redefining it. The government's message is clear. You can hold two passports, but your loyalty to America must come first. for millions of Americans worldwide. This means being more vigilant, more transparent, and more proactive than ever before. If you found this information helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USA Alert Zone, your trusted source for verified U.S. immigration and citizenship updates. Stay alert, stay compliant, and stay informed, because in this new era, citizenship comes with accountability.